Hello, Toon Army. Absolutely buzzing to be chatting with you all today on what's shaping up to be another exciting chapter for our magnificent Newcastle United. The atmosphere around St. James's Park just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? What do you think about Bryan Mbeumo potentially joining our attack next season? Would he be the perfect addition to strengthen our forward line? And how do you feel about Sean Longstaff possibly leaving, despite being praised by Tonali as his most underrated teammate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The summer transfer window isn't even open yet, but our beloved Magpies are already making power moves in the market. If the latest reports are to be believed, Newcastle United are leading the pack in the race to sign Brentford's dynamic forward, Bryan Mbeumo, even outpacing Manchester United in the pursuit of the 25-year-old Cameroon international. This lad has been absolutely on fire this season, hasn't he? With an impressive tally of 18 goals and 5 assists in just 35 Premier League appearances. Mbeumo has established himself as one of the league's deadliest attackers. Just let that sink in for a moment. Only Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah have found the back of the net more often in the Premier League this season. That puts our potential signing in truly elite company. What makes Mbeumo such an exciting prospect for us is his versatility. While he primarily operates as a right winger, he's proven he can lead the line as well, giving Eddie Howe multiple options for deploying him in our attack. This kind of flexibility is exactly what we need to take our beloved Newcastle to the next level. According to Team Talk, we're not just interested. We're in the driving seat to secure his signature. The report suggests we're intensifying our efforts to bring him to St. James Park. And importantly, Mbeumo himself is open to making the move. You love to hear that, don't you? When players are already keen on joining the Toon, it speaks volumes about how far we've come and where we're heading. What's particularly encouraging is that Eddie Howe reportedly sees Mbeumo as the perfect fit to strengthen our attack. Our gaffer has proven time and again that he knows what he's doing in the transfer market, transforming players and building a squad that plays exciting, attacking football. If Eddie wants Mbeumo, that should be good enough for us all. The pursuit of Mbeumo hasn't been straightforward, mind. The reports indicate we actually made a concrete proposal for him earlier this year, but Brentford turned it down. That's no surprise, really. Why would they want to let go of one of their star players mid-season? But our club isn't giving up, and that persistence shows the level of commitment from our recruitment team to get the right players through the door. What's even more telling is the admission from Mbeumo's teammate, Christian Norgard, who recently told Sky Sports that he expects Mbeumo to leave Brentford this summer. I think Bryan is likely to go, Norgard said, essentially confirming what many have suspected, that the forward is ready for the next step in his career. Just imagine for a moment how Mbeumo would fit into our current squad. His pace and directness on the right would complement our existing attacking options brilliantly. With his proven Premier League experience and eye for goal, he could be the final piece of the puzzle to push us toward regular European football and maybe, just maybe, challenge for silverware. The competition for his signature won't be easy, with Manchester United also reportedly keen. But the fact that we're leading the race speaks volumes about our growing stature in the game. 5 years ago, the idea that Newcastle would be outmuscling Manchester United for a top transfer target would have seemed like fantasy. Now it's our reality, and it's absolutely brilliant. The reported fee hasn't been disclosed yet, but for a player with Mbeumo's output and potential, it would surely represent good business. In today's inflated market, proven Premier League goal scorers don't come cheap, but with the backing of our ownership, and the project we're building. This is exactly the type of signing we should be making. What excites me most about this potential transfer is what it says about our ambition. We're not looking to stand still. We're not content with just being competitive. Newcastle United want to climb the table, challenge the established order, and bring glory back to the Toon. Signing players of Mbeumo's caliber is exactly how we do that. Well, this is certainly an interesting development in the Newcastle camp. Our Italian midfield maestro, Sandro Tonali, has named Sean Longstaff as the most underrated player he's ever played alongside. A comment that comes at a time when Longstaff's future at the club appears increasingly uncertain. Tonali, who has been absolutely sensational since returning from his 10-month ban, has transformed our midfield with his class and composure. The 25-year-old Italian has seamlessly slotted back into Eddie Howe's plans, forming a fantastic partnership with our captain Bruno Guimaraes that has Newcastle fans purring with delight. What's been particularly impressive about Tonali this season is how he's adapted his game to a deeper midfield role. This tactical adjustment has liberated Bruno and Joelinton to join attacks more freely, safe in the knowledge that Tonali is there to cover for them if the opposition launches a counter-attack. It's this kind of tactical intelligence that shows why he was such a coveted signing from AC Milan. There have been some concerning reports coming out of Italy suggesting Tonali might be looking to leave Newcastle this summer, but thankfully, the man himself has put those rumours to bed. He's confirmed that he's happy on Tyneside and wants to repay the club for standing by him during his ban. That's exactly the kind of loyalty and character we love to see in our players, isn't it? But while Tonali's future at St James's Park seems secure, the same cannot be said for the player he's just praised. Sean Longstaff, our homegrown midfield talent, has endured a challenging 2024-25 campaign. The 27-year-old has found himself sliding down the pecking order, particularly since Tonali's return to action. Many of us would have thought that Joelinton's injury layoff would have provided Longstaff with more opportunities to shine, but that hasn't materialised. Instead, Joe Willock has been preferred in the starting lineup, as we saw in the recent 1-1 draw against Brighton. To make matters worse for Longstaff, even young Lewis Miley seems to be ahead of him in Eddie Howe's plans. It's a tough situation for a lad who's come through our academy and bleeds black and white. Longstaff represents something special for Newcastle. He's one of our own, a local boy who made it to the first team, living the dream that thousands of young Geordies share. His journey from the academy to scoring that memorable goal against Manchester United back in 2019 has made him a favourite among many supporters. So it's particularly poignant that despite his limited playing time, Tonali still holds Longstaff in such high regard. When asked in an interview with Fotbot Canada about the most underrated teammate he's ever had, Tonali didn't hesitate. Sean Longstaff in Newcastle was his immediate response. That's quite the compliment from a player who's shared dressing rooms with some of Europe's finest at both club and international level. In the same interview, Tonali also revealed a touching insight into his Newcastle journey, admitting that his debut for us made him cry. And what a debut it was. That stellar performance against Aston Villa, where he scored the opening goal in our emphatic 5-1 victory, immediately endeared him to the Toon Army. It showed exactly why our recruitment team was so determined to bring him to Tyneside. But back to Longstaff. Despite Tonali's praise, the signs increasingly point toward a summer departure. Reports suggest he could leave Newcastle for around 10 million, with clubs like Everton and Leeds United interested in securing his services. While that might seem like a modest fee in today's market, it could represent good business for a player who isn't featuring regularly. However, there's a significant complication that many fans might not be aware of. Selling Longstaff could actually impact our European registration for next season. UEFA regulations require clubs to have at least 4 homegrown players who came through the youth system, and currently, Longstaff is the only player in our squad who fits that bill. If we do decide to sell him without bringing in replacements who meet this criterion, we risk having to leave spaces unfilled in our European squad next season. This is the kind of detail that makes football administration so complex in the modern era. It's not just about the quality of players or tactical fits. There are regulatory considerations that can have major implications for our competitiveness in European competitions. Eddie Howe and our recruitment team will surely be factoring this into their decisions. What makes this situation even more bittersweet is that Longstaff was part of the squad that helped Newcastle make history when we won the Carabao Cup in March. Even though he remained on the bench for that glorious day, he contributed to the journey that led us there. And that's something that will forever be etched in our club's history. For me, this whole situation raises interesting questions about how we balance our ambitions with maintaining our identity as a club. Longstaff represents that connection to our roots, to the city and community that makes Newcastle United special. But football at the highest level is ruthlessly meritocratic, and if Eddie Howe believes other players give us a better chance of success, tough decisions have to be made. Whatever happens with Longstaff this summer, I hope he knows how much the Tonali appreciates what he's given to the club. From those early days when he burst onto the scene and had Manchester United reportedly ready to pay $50 million for him, to his contributions in helping establish us back among the Premier League's elite, he's been a credit to the black and white shirt. Well, that's all from St. James's Park for today. Lads and lasses, the summer promises to be an exciting one, with potential incomings like Mbeumo and difficult decisions to be made about homegrown talents like Longstaff. But one thing's for certain, the trajectory of the best team in the world continues upward. Keep supporting our magnificent Newcastle United, and I'll be back with more updates soon. Away the lads!